Before the break, we discussed about the PHP variables, how to declare the PHP variables. Now let's come to the reference to the variables, how the reference to the variable will be done, and there is a property of the PHP which we will discuss. So if you want to assign the value of one variable to another, so by default there is one property that you can assign the value of one variable to another empty location variable as well, and there is one more property of using the variable with the same name as well, but their result will be different. Clear? So at first hand this is an advantage as well, and on the other hand this is a disadvantage as well. When your code is too much large, so might be this concept will confuse you later on. So if you could see this example, the value of A is 42, and then I just swap the value of B with A, and then I change the value of A, which is 325, and then I print the B. We will create this program and we will see that how this program works. So I'm going to modify the same code, okay, or make it as a comment. So if you want to make this as comment, so for one line the same like C++, and for more than one line you have to put the \static. So I'm making the previous code as comment, declaring one variable with the name of A. Its value is 42 as same in the example. Then I create one more variable which is B. Clear? Or directly I will say that, or you can do it here as well, that, or directly is good, that B is equal to A. Clear? Now what will be the value of B? 42. Clear? So I will print it here. Print the value of B. Now I change the value of A here. A is equal to suppose 345, and I will display A. Let me use a line break. So print if you want to use the HTML tags, this BR is the line break of HTML, but it is not possible to use them directly. If you want to use them directly, they will not work. Look at here. So they are not working because error at line number 22. Clear? So you have to write them inside double quotation. Clear? So then they will be working fine. Now save it and we will execute the same program. What will be the value of A? The value of A is 42 and the value of A is 345. What will be the value of print A? We will look at the example. So the value of B will be 42 and the value of A will be 345. So why 345 is printed for A? Look at here, I'm going to extend the example a little bit more with the same variable name, but this time with different values. There I just initialize the same A variable. So again I'm using the same name. A is equal to 100. Then again I said that print A. Then again I used a line break, so I'm copying it. Clear? Again, I use the same variable a, and this time I'm giving it the value 19.20, suppose. Okay. Again, I print so look at here, save it, and now this time when I will execute it, the value of all the a's are different, but the name is same. Is it possible in C++ to do this task? But PHP will give you an advantage of using the same name but having the different values. Look at here, 42, 345, 100 and 19.2. Clear? If you could see the code here. Let me use a line break here as well. So all the value of A is different. So okay, I will just. So all the value of A is different. 42, the first value of A, then 345, then 100 and 19.2. Because the PHP will give you an advantage of using the same variable with same name, but you can assign different types of values, like or different values of same data type. Like you define 5 different integer data types. Like suppose 42, 345 and 100, name is same, but different memory locations and different values. Clear? And even if you can provide with the same name, to one location you provide character, to second you provide float, to third you provide integer, to the same name. But this is not possible in any other language, in the procedure languages. But PHP will give you this advantage. Now, at one hand, this is an advantage that you can use different values for same name. But on the other hand, this is a confusing one. If your script is large, if your script contains more than 50, 100, 200, 300 statements, then in that case, if you are using the same variable name, it will confuse you. And it will give you not willing result at the required time. Suppose you want the value of A here 42, but it is giving you 19.2. So this is a problem. How to solve this? So the good programming practice is that you have to use different names for different variables. But if not, if you want to get the result of A42, then you have to print it before the new value of A. This is the method. Clear? If you want to see the 42 here, so it is not possible. So you have to print it here. Clear? And if you want to see the value of 42 in all over the script, so then don't duplicate the name. Use separate name for each and every one. Now one more thing. The PHP is providing you get about this example? Yeah. So this is all about reference to variable. And this is one example which we saw. The value of A was 42, then it was changed to assigned to B, and then I changed the value of A to 325 or 344. Then if you print the value of A here, so it will be, what it will print? 325 it will print it. Clear? And if you print the value of A here, so what it will print? 42. Clear? So now let's come to the this is the explanation of this example. Just have a quick read through it. This is the same explanation of the previous example which I explained. So let's come to the data types. Data types, there are some different data types in the PHP: character, integer, decimal, array, and boolean. So different data types, data take up different amounts of memory. That is a well-known fact. That is a known fact, that if you reserve integer, that will reserve a different amount of memory as compared to character. If you reserved a decimal, so it will reserve another different amount of memory as compared to integer. Clear? So different data types reserve different memory spaces in your memory location. So in the script, so PHP is also called a loose type of language. Why? If you saw in the example, I didn't provide any of the data types here. I didn't wrote it like that int this and this. No, I didn't provide the data types. Clear? Because the PHP has one more advantage of assigning the data types automatically. I just need to define the variable by $sign and assign it a value. When I assign it a value, automatically it will give the data type to that my variable. We will use a function getType as well, which will show which data type the system has automatically assigned to the variable which you create. Clear? So this is a mixed type of blessing at one hand. It means that variables can be used flexibly, holding a string at one point and an integer at another point. Like we recently saw in the example, that if you create a and you assign the value 345, and again you create a variable and give it the string Ali. Clear? So same variable, but this is called mixed blessing. Same variable, different data types and different values. Clear? So this is an advantage at one hand in some small scripts or in some logic where you are using in future. Clear? You get it? But it's not like a procedure language or some other programming languages that in which first you have to define integer or float or character, then you have to define the variable name and then you need to assign. It is not like that. Just assign the value, automatically the data type will be given by your system. So these are some of the data types in the PHP. Integer, double, string, boolean, object and array. Clear? So for finding out the data type, we will use a function getType. Clear? To see that whether whatever this slide is saying, is it true or not. That I said before that automatically the data types will be given. Your system is responsible for providing the data types. So whether this is a true fact or not. Clear? So for finding out which data type the system has assigned, I have to use a function getType. Clear? To see that which data type the system has assigned. This is example. I will be writing this example to see that which data type the system has assigned. So making this as a comment. So first of all, I will create a variable testing or test. So I'm creating a variable with the name of testing and I assign it the value, suppose 5. Clear? Then I say that print, and after print get type. Get type what? Pass this variable testing to it. Clear? And then I need to use print space. So save it, and then I will execute it to see that whether it will show me the data type which the system assigned or not. So automatically the system has assigned to it integer data type. I didn't wrote int, I didn't wrote integer. The system is showing me that this data type is provided by the system. So we will check it out for further data types as well. Like again with the same variable, this time I change the value to it 10.1. Clear? And let me copy the same statements. Again the same variable, and this time I provide a string, and string is Ali. Again displayed, then I provide the boolean value to it, true or false. Save it, and now we will see. So these are the data types automatically provided by my systems. First I assign the 5, so integer data type is given. Then I assign 10.1, so double is provided. Then I assigned a string, Ali, so string data type is provided. Clear? Then I assigned true or false, so boolean data type is clear. If you write the true in double quotation, so that will become a string, and data type will be changed to string, not boolean. Clear? So if you are dealing with the boolean values, so it should be true or false, not in the double quotation. Is it clear? So that was the meaning of this example, to see that how the PHP script automatically provides the value. So these are some basic data types which we have. Let's come to the operators. What are the tasks, what is the working of operators, and how the operator works. Read the slide.